Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
John's already lost.
I've lost. As a quick side note, before we get into anything else, hello to the Square Table Communion, which is still our tentative name. Quick side note, did you guys hear? We now know who the main three for the live-action Cowboy Bebop is.
No.
They have actually shown who the three of them are. Interesting choices.
Mike Wazowski.
No, I don't remember any of their names.
I want that to be fake.
Oh, no. Spike is played by, you guys remember the actor that plays Hikari Sulu in the new Star Trek movies.
Ooh, okay.
And they gave him like poofy hair for it. Not like legit Spike poofy hair, but
more like realistic.
His hair is kind of poofy and it fits.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
It has the same shape.
Cool.
Anyway, we are not talking about anime Cowboy Bebop or amazing animes that everyone should watch. We are instead talking about Disney.
All things Disney.
All things Disney. Disney World.
Disney.
Dursley.
Oh. No.
Anyway.
Smells like cheese.
So before we get into that then,
The updates.
how's your week?
Mine has been good. I have not done much. Been thinking about a lot of stuff in regards to the upcoming D&D session.
Okay.
So,
We did skip last week's D&D
2
session.
weeks
It has been 2 weeks, count. So
that we have skipped.
this guy's getting backed up on his D&D stuff.
And I'm getting very antsy about it.
Understandable.
But yeah, honestly, same old.
So you're excited for the weekend then,
Of course. Next.
Kevin?
Things have not been too good with me, honestly, but that's fine, because they're getting better. But, did start playing Mass Effect 1 today. That's pretty neat. I did make my gross monstrosity Moapu Shepherd.
You said you did make
I
Moapu?
did, except it's Moapu 2 Shepherd.
Okay. We're going to need to get a picture. Maybe not for this,
No, because
So-
Ian's not doing edits for this, but
Right. but we need
I'll
to...
get one, because I have to figure out how to take a screenshot of my computer, because the way it's doing it's...
Oh, I have
Resolution
to
is
press
weird.
print screen and then open up thing. Anyway,
Yeah, it's-
anything else for you?
It's more Final Fantasy 14. And,
That's right.
Yeah,
Nice.
really loving that game right now.
I have been playing Mass Effect 2 for quite some time.
Mhm.
I am at the final mission. I was so close.
Did you get Zaid?
Yeah, he was one of the first people I got. He's
Nice.
DLC. I've gotten to everybody, including the final character, Legion.
Yep.
All I have left to do now is Legion's mission and then finish. So, I'm a couple hours out, basically. And then I'll be able to jump into 3.
Who's your romance?
There's only one correct character, and that's Talizora.
No. The mission.
Kevin always romances the mission. He turns down all options.
No, it was great, because you know how Eric really loves Liara.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I accidentally romanced her when I was playing 3, because I was clicking through the options too fast.
There's an option where it like locks you in if you're skipping, and it's terrible. It happened to me too.
Yeah.
And Eric got like kind of excited, and Liara's like, "Hey, gross Skeletor Moapu Shepherd, are you ready to space fuck?" And I was like, "I need to focus on the mission." And Eric got so mad.
I mean, that makes sense.
He was just like, "Why?"
It wasn't even just that. And when you start to, you get an option for a storybook opening where
Yep.
you can make decisions. So you
Yeah.
can skip a lot of what happens in the first game. And it's like, oh, and in terms of romance, and then it like lets you choose between the two options. And Kevin went to like option 3, like Shepard didn't have any time for romance. He had to get the mission underway or something like that. And that also, I believe Eric was upset at that too.
Yes.
I mean,
So great.
Eric, you're a friend of mine. If you ever listen to this,
We love you.
But by God, you get easily upset over the silliest of things.
He was getting so mad at stuff when we were driving around this weekend on my birthday.
To be fair, I also get upset at some of the silliest things, but it's usually only D&D related.
I only get upset at very legit things.
This is not true, but go on.
That's the end of my sentence.
Okay.
That's also the end of my week. Other than that, I'm looking forward to a new fighting game coming
Yeah,
out.
Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
By the time this airs, it should be out for at least a day.
Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah.
Strive, as Americans would probably call it.
Strive. Strive.
Strathmore.
Ratatouille.
That's a good segue into what we're talking about.
It is actually.
Yeah.
Go figure. So yeah, Disney World. We're talking about Disney.
Have you ever been to Disney World or Disneyland?
Neither.
You've never been to either park?
I've been to both.
I've only been to Land.
I was fortunate enough when I was in second grade to go on this bomb ass vacation where we took a 10-day cruise and then did like 4 days in Disney World.
Nice.
Right after that, it was a really good time. The thing that stands out to me the most about my trip to Disney World is they had one of the animatronic puppies from 101 Dalmatians, the live action one that had recently come out. And it had no skin. It was really creepy. I was looking at it and they made it bark at me. And I didn't enjoy that.
Where was it set up that it was active that people could see it?
They had like this really cool like warehouse full of props tour thing. And I think they got rid of it.
Like a behind the scenes.
Yeah, and they had like a set up from the movie, and it had a bunch of mannequins showing where like they had like the dogs, they'd like hold them, and then like they'd let them go when their cues would come up, and that's how everything was timed. It was really cool. I also saw the ant from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah.
Disney movie?
I think it. No, that was Universal, isn't it?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it, or if I did, it was
That's the one with-
many years ago.
That's the
Yeah,
one
Shrunk
with
the Kids is a lot of fun.
Rick Moranis
Yes.
before he went and took care of his family and stopped acting for a long time. Speaking of which, he's now trying to get back into it.
Good for him.
Didn't he get attacked?
He did. Someone punched him in the face while he was walking down the street in New York, I believe.
For what?
They
Just
don't
because?
know why.
Just
They have no
because.
idea why he just got attacked.
And then Ryan Reynolds was just like, yo, what the fuck? Because Ryan Reynolds did a commercial with Rick Moranis. Because it was just Ryan Reynolds being like, hi, I'm doing a commercial. And oh, by the way, we brought Rick Moranis on the set today. And he's like, hey, what am I doing here? And so, it was great. Anyway, Disney. So, I've never been to Disney World. I've only been to Six Flags and Knott's Berry Farm.
Those are both fun.
Both fun.
Both were great. I love me a good jams and jellies.
They're okay.
You've probably never had a good cinnamon raisin English muffin with some fresh, delicious, right out of the fridge grape jelly.
Right out of the fridge.
That is really good. I don't like grape. I'd have strawberry, but that would be good.
To be fair, I would go for a strawberry just as equally as grape. I was one of those kids who didn't give a fuck what kind of jam or jelly was on it.
Grape is the better choice.
Mixed fruit?
Disagree.
The bottom of the barrel
We'll-
mixed fruit?
We'll try and make sure you have what John was describing earlier when we go to brunch tomorrow.
I've had all of these things that he's trying to paint an image for.
The
They're
look on your
just-
face tells me you have.
They're just part of my... Like, I actually buy this stuff for myself when I go shopping.
Doesn't do
He
that.
doesn't do that.
No.
I definitely do.
And when I come over tonight, I want you to show me these things in your
I
pantry.
don't have them now. I gotta go shopping.
You told me you buy them all the time.
I do when I go shopping.
What
I buy-
flavor do you get, Danny?
I get cinnamon raisin and I get strawberry cream cheese usually. But I can do
We're
jams.
talking about jams.
I can do jams too.
But
I'm
what-
telling you what I usually get.
What jam do you get?
Grape. Grape jam.
Okay.
They're grape.
No,
The Grape Ape Slammer.
that makes it better.
I went a couple years ago to the Disneyland. I've gone many times my whole life.
The Disneyland.
The Disneyland and California Adventure. It was a Park Hopper. They're two side by side.
Yep.
I personally enjoy California Adventure more,
I agree. I think Adventure's more fun.
and they just opened up the Marvel wing.
So it's the
It's the Avengers Campus.
the Avengers campus. They had Paul Rudd there at the launch,
Oh yeah,
and I was just like, nice. I'm surprised they didn't get like Tony Stank, but
probably be a little more expensive to get.
I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. would have just been like, hell yeah, I'll be there. But at the same time,
Paul Rudd's a national treasure, and we don't want to replace him, John.
no, we don't.
Okay, just so we're clear.
I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I also love, and I'm terribly sorry, I don't remember her name, the actress for The Wasp.
Kevin's seen the first one. I have yet to show him the second one. That's where that character is a lot better.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yes, the movie is really fun. Anyway,
I thought you showed him two.
no, I was
never got
going
around to it.
We never got to it. I showed him one first
Wait,
because he hadn't
what
seen
time
it.
are you going to his place after this? Right after we're done?
Yeah, we have other stuff planned. Or his roommate wants to do stuff with us.
Kind of look at dreams.
What?
The PS4 game.
Dreams.
He's Danny. For those not here, Danny's doing like a rainbow motion with two hands.
Dreams.
What?
It's like
It's a
Magic
game
Man.
on PS4.
Magic.
Magic.
Oh, okay,
It's a game on PS4.
sure.
Dreams, John.
What does God need with a starship?
What does God need with the starship?
Disney. We're having problems staying on topic tonight.
It's all right. Loosey goosey is the best.
Yes. Yes. So Disney
Movies.
movies and or shows.
Favorite? Any of note? Any that
Oh.
stand out the most to you?
Well, I did actually watch Sleeping Beauty for the first time since elementary school over the weekend.
We're talking the
The
like
classic.
in the vault.
Yes,
Classic.
Like
Was it on Disney Plus?
it was on.
It
Disney
is on
Plus.
Disney Plus.
So it was like 4K. And holy shit, the backgrounds in that movie are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like
If,
everything in that, like visually, that movie is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not expect it to look that good.
If I'm not mistaken, they made that movie specifically with the idea of every frame being like a
Hand-drawn.
masterpiece. Wow. Yeah.
And
They sure delivered on it.
But then they skimped on the characters and the like as compared to like the visuals, like the characters are pretty bland.
They are very
mild.
yeah, they're very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple.
I think they work though.
Yeah.
Like Aurora's really fun to look at. I like her. She has hair curls. Like I like to draw the hair curls like
Yeah.
that.
I'm talking like personalities too.
Oh, okay.
I am hero good guy. I save the day. I am damsel in distress. I sleep. I am evil dragon.
Roar.
Roar.
So now I'm having a brain fart. Sleeping Beauty. You said Sleeping Beauty, right?
Yes.
Maleficent.
Yeah. Okay. Seven Dwarves. Yep.
No.
Okay.
The
No.
Yep.
no
Yep.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Sleeping Dwarves.
Cinderella and the Seven Dwarfs. You twat.
No, Cinderella, A Stitch in Time.
If you could change a Maleficent, would ya?
Would you?
To the ruins of Hollow Bastion where Maleficent resides.
We can talk about Kingdom Hearts. That's part of Disney too.
We could also talk about Marvel.
I think
That's true.
that's true, but I think Marvel's like its own.
We can definitely have another episode on Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel's
I
huge.
That's fair because Loki came out yesterday.
Wednesday. I watched before that.
No, it came out yesterday.
No.
The first episode came out yesterday, Danny.
I spoke with my boss who had seen it on Tuesday.
It was last week. Because my dad was like excited about it. He was telling me about it.
The first episode came out officially globally yesterday
Then how did my boss talk
because
to you
some people
about
have been able to see it
on
before.
Tuesday?
All I'm saying is that it came out yesterday.
I'm saying it didn't because everyone else seems to have seen it already.
I haven't seen it. And getting to the
You haven't
point,
watched the episode?
I have not.
Why have you brought it up then?
Because I was leading to it.
I have seen the first half. That's what I was watching before we came to do this podcast.
If the next episode is Marvel, that'll give me a reason to watch 2 episodes between now and then. I think.
So we'll save Marvel for another day.
Correct.
So you just watched Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Rella. And the 7
a ton of
Maleficents.
documentaries.
What are your thoughts on the other older animated Disney movies? Because I'm going to assume that we're all like-minded here, that those are probably a little better than the current stuff.
So it's because, like, you know, I do pizza delivery for my day job, and so I listen to a lot of music when I'm driving around. I've been listening to a lot of like just Disney. There's like a big Disney classic album that has like a night's worth of songs for a 6-hour shift for me. So I've been listening to that a lot just because it's something to throw on. I feel like, or like the initial like off the bat stuff was more creative. If that makes sense.
The initial what now?
Like the movies they did all like at the very beginning.
The originals.
Okay.
I do want to go back and watch those again just to kind of see them as an adult. I can tell you right now, like the stuff that came after that, like Jungle Book, Robin Hood, Aristocats, like to me that I don't like those like at all.
You don't like Robin Hood?
I don't.
I grew up with that. It was a classic for me.
It's like I don't have any. So like I shouldn't like. I don't think like the story or the characters are bad. I don't like that
Art
the
style.
look of it, like the art style.
It's a little dirty.
I don't like that though, and it's all the colors are very. I recall them being kind of earthy, not vibrant. But that's personal preference.
Okay.
So for me, I love like Robin Hood. I think I've only seen like the Aristocats like once.
Yeah, I watched it a long time ago.
Jungle Book I've seen like a few times, but definitely not recently. And then like the older stuff involving like the original princesses. I can appreciate the effort and work of like the artists that did them. Quite a few of those were a bit racy at times.
The Disney artists.
The films.
The films had aspects in them that were kind of racist at times.
Racist
Yes.
is different from racy. I was confused.
Well, I meant racist.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like I can definitely appreciate like olden style artwork, stuff like that where every frame is hand drawn. The time and effort that goes into that shit, I'm just like, fuck, all right. Damn. And unfortunately, you know, like the stories were more or less like Americanized versions of much darker fable stories. And so, you know.
Yeah, The Hunchback of Notre Dame ends pretty differently than in the Disney movie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the sequel?
Oh, I do remember the sequel. The Disney sequel to...
Where they had the TV studio work on it?
Yeah.
And then there was also the... Lest we forget the whole, Pocahontas part. Great movie, but holy fuck.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised I haven't heard more about Pocahontas recently. Because, just like the song Savages, the first 4 lines.
And
Story of
then
the day. Let's go.
Barely Even Human.
Was it what could you expect from filthy little heathens? Their whole disgusting race is like a curse.
Yeah.
Their skin's a hellish red. They're better. Was it?
wonder
There's something.
if they
They're
even
like
bleed.
pretty much. He said something like they're better off dead or something. Yeah, it's bad.
And
But
then
they're also the bad guys.
They are the bad guys.
So,
the bad guy singing bad guy things.
I did it. I grew up with Pocahontas in my VHS library.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was a big fan of the movie.
I had a maybe like 4 foot tall bookshelf filled with Disney VHSs.
Do you still have any?
No. That stuff all got either hopefully former, like donated, and not the latter of thrown away, because I don't remember what happened to them. And then we can't forget that Lion King. I love Lion King. I loved all 3 movies. There might have been more. But the point being, the first Lion King movie was ripped off. There was another. I think
Simba the White Lion.
it was the first Lion King movie was basically ripped off of that.
As I understand it, visually.
Yes, the story maybe not so much, but visually it was ripped off from that. But I still think it was a great movie.
There's something I'd like to research and get like the nitty gritty facts on. Not denying that,
Right.
but just I want to know the details of it.
And then more newer, like not like newest stuff, but newer is stuff like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Treasure Planet.
You could call it kind of. I wouldn't say it's newish because
Well,
that
no, in
was
the fact that it's Disney,
yeah. Well, that was like
it's newer.
yeah, because that's like what early 2000s
Yeah.
that one came out.
And so there's like Treasure Planet, Road to El Dorado.
Not Disney.
That one's
Not Disney. I thought it
That
was.
is it's not Fox who did that
Was it?
one.
It's not DreamWorks, is it?
It's not DreamWorks. I don't know who, but it's not Disney.
Yeah, it's not a Disney
Well,
one.
redact that one.
That's a great movie, though.
It's an amazing movie, but like, I love Disney movies to the point where, I think we talked about it in the movies episode. I liked parts of Wreck-It Ralph too.
Yeah, I had fun with Wreck-It Ralph too.
I love Brave, which is Disney Pixar. And so it's like, on the whole, I really like Disney movies. Shows are a little different.
How'd you feel about Return of Jafar?
Look, man.
Granny's gonna grab you, John.
When your bad guy's name is Abysmal,
Yeah.
and then you have like great characters from the show named like I Am a Ghoul.
Yeah. I will say that definitely the straight to VHSs are they're to take a page from the first movie, they are their own diamonds in the rough. But for a different reason.
That is a way to put it.
They're the roughs in the diamonds, as far as I'm concerned. I also like a lot of the older ones. We all grew up on them. Specifically, I watched a lot of Pocahontas, Little Mermaid, and Hercules.
Hercules is good. According
Don't you mean Huncules?
to, you mean Hercules?
I don't, but I don't judge those that do.
Yeah, I was because when I was watching something with Disney with my mom recently, and
As a side note, that would make that worse.
make what?
Sorry. For the lovely people out there and for you, Kevin, I woke up this morning with a giant kink in my neck.
Ooh.
And so for like the first few hours of the day, I couldn't move my head past this.
Oh, that sucks.
And
He
I'm
threw
still
his neck out when he said Hercules. Just now.
a little bit because I did the head weave. And Danny was like, "Here, you want the ice brick that he has on his head?" And I was like, "No, because that would make it worse. If anything, I'd want like a hot pack or like a hot wrap or something like that."
I got these wings. We can put them in the oven and then put them in a towel.
Are they hot wings?
There are some hot wings in there.
There you go, John. Get
Barbecue
some-
and hot.
get
You
some
get, you
hot
get
wings.
the variety pack.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, you were saying.
I was watching something Disney with my mom because we watch a lot of Disney Plus when we hang out. And according to her, because I was talking about like I asked her like what did I watch a lot when I was a kid, like really little, and she goes, "Oh, you watched the shit out of Little Mermaid." Apparently, I wore that. I learned how to work the VCR just to rewind that fucking movie.
That's fair. Because I didn't watch a great deal of Little Mermaid. All I know is that 2 was interesting.
Sorry, just I just remember the comparison someone made.
I don't remember if there was a 3. I don't think there was. Oh wait, no, there was. Wasn't there?
I don't recall a 3.
Well,
no, 2 had the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there was only 2.
I always have fond memories of 2 because the first time I saw it was on a road trip in my friend's van.
Oh, no.
They had a TV.
Okay.
And so we, to keep us quiet, our parents just throwing VHSs, and I remember just watching that and like going to Disneyland the next day.
Fair enough. Wasn't Lady and the Tramp Disney?
Yes.
Oh, what was it?
There are 3 movies. I remember correctly.
There's 3 Little Mermaids?
What's the third one?
Ariel's Beginning. It's a 2008 movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it like a young Ariel?
I think it's more about the sisters, like her the family, because she has
Oh yeah.
she has mermaid sisters
That's right.
that have very little role in the main movie.
That's fair. What was, I don't know if it was Disney. It was like a bunch of dogs that take in a little orange tabby named Oliver.
Oh, it was Oliver and Company. That was also Disney.
Yeah.
Oliver and Company. I grew up on that one.
I only saw it like once or twice. For some reason, I really want to watch it again though.
Very sad. When I was a little kid, that
Yeah.
opening was very sad to me.
Yeah.
Seeing all the other kittens get adopted out of the box,
Except Oliver.
but Oliver wasn't. And then it started raining, and it was right under a gutter, and water just started pouring into the box.
I remember that. That was sad.
Yeah, and just when you think it's filling up too much, the water busts the box open, and he goes down. Basically, like he gets washed out. He loses his box that he was living in. Even
Yeah.
very sad.
Very sad.
That was Once Upon a Time in New York City. That's the name of the song that plays. That
Okay.
For some reason, I actually did remember that.
yes.
I don't know why, but
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie since. I don't think it was in theaters
Also, the
when I
home.
was alive.
I don't know that he's necessarily homeless, but there's a bum in that movie.
I do remember
A
him.
kind-hearted bum.
Mm-hmm.
He's voiced by Dom DeLuise.
Okay.
The cat from Fievel.
Yeah.
Dom DeLuise.
nice.
Was it a darling baby bugger boo? It's as he says. In,
Darly baby bunker bubber.
As he says in an American Tale, Fievel Goes West.
Yes, yes. Which, by the way, is at Disney.
That is not. That is Don Bluth,
Well, then I take that back.
who ditched Disney to go make his own
Company.
company
Space Ace.
full of things.
Space
He went and did things with Steven Spielberg and made some movies.
Yep.
Like Thumbelina.
Like Thumbelina. What was it? All Dogs Go to Heaven? Was that Disney?
That was also Don Bluth.
That was Don Bluth, man.
Yeah. I just remember that, like, what is it? The main dog?
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Again, I think I've only seen maybe parts of that movie once. He looked like a really rugged, like, German Shepherd, and for some reason I just remember him.
Mm-hmm. He's a cool guy. Oh, he's also...
He makes lots of really poor choices.
He
in
makes
that
a
movie.
lot of really poor choices. I was going to say, he's a cool guy. Oh, wait, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Oh.
And then was it there's the little girl he's with, and I think he almost gets her killed because he's like dragging her around the city and she gets like super sick.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Speaking of super sick,
An extremely goofy movie.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but also Balto.
That's definitely not Disney.
That's
Is that
not
Disney?
That was not Disney.
It's
That,
not Disney.
It should have been Disney. It could have been. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Don't forget
me?
Phil Collins presents Tarzan.
He also did Brother Bear, I found out.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I don't remember much of Brother Bear. Didn't really...
There's Canadian Moose.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember in the commercials they were like, we should call it Brother Moose, eh?
They really leaned heavily on those characters.
Was Over the Hedge Pixar?
No, that was that Dream? No, it wasn't DreamWorks.
I
Was
don't
it?
even know if it was DreamWorks.
Maybe it was Blue Sky. Or, no, it wasn't Illumination. I don't know. No, I have to look it up.
Because at no point does a raccoon ever make a DreamWorks
See-
face.
See, now I'm just going down this weird tunnel of like random animated movies that I don't remember if they're Disney or not. What was that one where it has Ashton Kutcher as like a elk, as like a dwarf elk?
Oh god, they made like 3 of them.
Yeah, is it Hunting Season?
I believe Open Season.
Open Season.
I just remember the commercials. There's some like stupid hedgehog that goes, "It's open season!"
Yeah.
Just got stuck in my head as a kid and I hated it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
I don't remember if that's
Okay.
Disney or not, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.
It's not.
Over the
Disney.
Hedge is DreamWorks.
Damn. The Curse of
From the
Shrek.
creators of Shrek and Madagascar.
Yeah.
Good old Shrek.
That movie was pretty funny, though. I did like Over the Hedge.
Great movie. Wait. Bolt?
That's
That-
Disney.
That was Disney.
Yeah. With John Travolta.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's John Travolta
Oh my god.
as the main character. Yeah.
That was a fun movie, too.
I never saw that one actually.
Except for the Hannah Montana song.
What?
The main theme is from Hannah Montana.
Is it?
Yeah, whoever that actress is. I'm pretty sure.
Miley Cyrus?
Sure.
Look, I don't know, Danny. I have not seen Hannah Montana, so I couldn't tell you.
I also haven't seen Hannah. I just know that it's her.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was also a Meet the Robinsons.
The Robinsons.
That was a fun one.
That was a
it
good
wasn't
one.
great, but I enjoyed it.
I didn't see that
It
one.
was very entertaining. What about Robots? Is that Disney?
No,
I think that's DreamWorks as well?
it might have been.
Huh.
Because it has Mel Brooks as...
What was the name of the robot with the big butt?
I don't want to know.
That's like her defining feature.
It is literally her defining feature.
She's just a robot, and she has like this like literal dump truck of a butt. Like it's really funny.
There's a literal like joke that happens where she's walking backwards and it's just the car going beep beep
Oh,
beep.
that's
beep.
cringy. Don't pull up a picture of her, Danny. I don't look at it.
Oh no! So Kevin,
I'm looking to see.
it actually has like a stellar cast.
I know
it has-
Amanda Bynes is one of the characters.
It has Amanda Bynes, Mel Brooks, Robin Williams.
Okay.
I think Elijah Wood is the main character.
Okay.
So it has like a really stellar cast, and
Yeah.
I think it's a great story.
Ewan McGregor.
That's right, he's in
the main,
it.
He's the main character. He's the young inventor, Rodney Copperman.
Yeah, it's Ewan McGregor, not Elijah Wood.
Okay.
But it's a great movie. Great movie. I'd recommend it.
Robin Williams.
He's the red robot, right?
He is. And
Halle Berry.
it's, dude, Kevin, it is classic Robin Williams too. Like,
Is it?
it is just, they took Robin Williams, let him be the character, and they just animated
What he did, good.
basically what he did. And it's just such a great movie. And it has a happy ending. Who's the voice of the bad guy?
Oh, I'm off that page now. I'm looking up her big butt. Her name's Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny.
No, I'm not Danny.
It's for a kids movie.
I don't want it. I still don't want it. She looks like a fucking Parade of Lights float from fucking Disneyland.
She
Oh,
kind
no.
of does.
Oh no.
Good segue back to Disney.
Yeah. Funnily enough.
But just for that, when you're playing Skyward Sword,
Mel Brooks.
I'm
is
just gonna point
big
out
bro.
fucking Garahim's fucking glowing crotch that you always try to fucking.
I'll block it with the sword.
I'll just
No.
send you pictures of it.
No, not Big Weld.
What do you have the name of the bad guy?
No. He's got to be near the top because he talks a lot in the movie.
Wonder Pot? Chris Wedge? Let me see. Crank? Drew Carey? Wow.
It might be Drew Carey.
Classic.
No, it is not Crank.
So also not Disney, but I'm sure you remember We're Back, A Dinosaur Story.
How could I forget We're Back, A Dinosaur Story?
I mean, you know me, so that's fair.
Professor Screweyes, man. That guy gave me nightmares as a kid.
Did you really?
Not in a literal sense, but he was pretty freaky.
Okay.
And all the birds messed him the heck up. He got his just desserts, I guess. I don't remember much about the movie.
Oh yeah, they just all flew into him and or flew onto him and just kind of like landed.
They started like pecking him.
I don't even think they pecked him. I think they just landed on him, and they was like still and silent, and then just fly away, and then nothing's left but a screw eye.
Oh, The Rescuers. That's Disney.
That is Disney.
The Rescuers Down Under more specifically because
It was also Disney.
Rescuers 1 is pretty hard on the palate.
Is it?
Have you seen? Do you remember any of it?
God, it's been years. I remember there's like the gross aunt bad guy lady and her bitch ass simp of a sidekick, and I remember just being really angry at them for being who they are as a kid.
Do you remember the skulls with like the ruby eyes?
Now that you
'Cause
mention
I think
it,
it
yeah.
cuts to that a lot. I think you see it a lot.
Because they kidnap the girl so she can get it. She can like fit into the place to get
I
it. Sort of
barely
thing.
remember it myself, but it is very hard. The Rescuers Down Under was such a improvement in like every sense, like visually, the opening with him flying with the giant eagle, and like the grass field and stuff.
Mhm.
Was so great.
If I'm correct, that was like the first like digitally like colored movie they did. I think.
Really?
Like yeah, I think they drew it out by hand and they scanned everything and they colored it that way. I could be wrong, but it's something like that.
That sounds pretty cool.
I think I only saw Rescuers Down Under.
As opposed to the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was it that had like a... I'm having to dig into my own vault of memories on this one.
Probably.
It was a skull that had like ruby eyes.
That's the first one.
Well, that is the first one.
That's the first one.
Then I've only seen the first one, I think.
Down Under is the what's the name? Is it Crocodile Dundee? Basically, a Crocodile Dundee mouse character. That
Got it.
is just
I did not see that one.
okay.
I would remember that.
He's
Please tell me they make the reference of, that's not a knife.
I don't think he does. He's just a cool guy.
The
And
bad guy might make a reference to that.
the
'cause
bad guy-
he's like an evil Crocodile Dundee. He's like a Crocodile Dundone.
He is a Crocodile Dundee.
More like Dundoo.
Dun didn't.
So that movie is so weird to me because the audio.
The second one?
Yeah, the second one. Any glimpse of the audio, and it's like instantly nostalgic, but I can't tell you anything that happens in the movie. I just hear it. Like, and there's so many lines, and they're so great, but the main character, the main villain, is such a jerk,
Mm.
and he's basically he's a poacher.
Okay.
So he just kills animals. He just likes hunting big game, basically. And so the animals are trying to rescue
Other animals.
other animals. And I think a boy gets caught in it too. But one of my favorite lines from the guy, I can't even remember his name. One of my favorite lines from the evil guy is, I didn't graduate from the 3rd grade for nothing.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's so great. That movie is so great. I should
Yeah.
rewatch that. Is that on Disney Plus?
It is.
I believe they both are.
I think like the only Disney movie
There's a
that-
few.
that's not on there that I can recall is like Song of the South.
Under Wraps.
I think Under Wraps is on there.
Is it?
I think there's like...
And Can of Worms and Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire in the 13th Year.
My Date with the President's Daughter?
Don't remind me of that movie.
My Day with
Don't remind me of that
the
song.
Daughter.
I think there's definitely like a big handful of Disney
Yeah, Sons of
media,
South definitely wouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
like Disney media that is just not on Disney Plus for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you watched Song of the South, didn't you?
I did.
You said it wasn't like bad or anything, was it?
No, it wasn't like. It was a product of its time,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and the
Just like-
time was racist. But it wasn't like. I mean, the worst thing in it is at one point the Briar Rabbit makes like a black baby out of tar to trick the wolf, and
Okay.
the wolf does it to trick the rabbit, and the rabbit tries to talk to him and it doesn't respond because it's made out of tar.
Mm.
So he gets mad and he attacks it and gets stuck to it.
Hmm.
It's so violent.
He learns really quickly not to do that, but that in and of itself is terrible.
Because I would say, like,
Also, they talk about drowning puppies.
Oh god.
So, like, that's... I don't care for that either.
yeah. I was going to say something, but that could lead down a big tangent. But... Nope. Lost it.
Lost it.
It's gone.
I think you mean Huncules.
Hercules.
Let's talk more about Tarzan, though, because not enough time has been devoted to Tarzan yet.
Look,
In a good or bad way.
In a good way. That
My-
movie's awesome.
That movie was good.
I'm having my own, like, mental problem where you mentioned Tarzan, and the first thing I thought of was the JonTron episode where he does Hercules.
Oh, he even has the coconut weapon.
Well, no, he did, where he starts off the episode for the Hercules, like, bootlegs, and he's just like,
He's playing Tarzan, right?
He's
like,
Tarzan.
one world, one family. And then Jacques, who I think died, because he hasn't been in any of his recent videos. But,
That was not a recent video that you're talking about, though.
no, that is
That is old John.
that is classic JonTron.
That movie's great. The
But what's that?
songs are all great.
Do you like the typewriter in the camp one as well?
It does have a nice beat to it.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Rosie O'Donnell.
Mhm.
I think she's before my time.
Okay.
But everyone's great. I like her character more than I like the elephant.
Tantor.
It looks questionable to me. It takes him like 30 seconds to choke out that line. It's like the ingredients thing all over again.
Ingredients!
Also, shout out to the worst stage in the first Kingdom Hearts game,
Oh.
Oh, Deep Jungle.
Deep Jungle.
Deep Jungle does kind of
And I'll
suck.
tell you why. Because it's great in and of itself. Problem is, you get there, you're at the bottom. They're like, go to the top. So you go to the top, and there's like, okay, this scene happened. Go back to the bottom. You go to the bottom. They said, okay, now we need to get to the top again. We need to find Tarzan. So you go to the top, and you make this round trip like 8 times before you can finally leave. And it's just a path of terrible. Other than that, it's a great level.
It's called padding.
40 hours of gameplay.
Or in this case, probably like 60 to 80.
The first one was not that long.
No, I think I cleared the first one in like 35 hours.
I didn't
first
play.
time.
I didn't play the first one.
You didn't play the first Kingdom Hearts?
No.
Wow.
I played the second one.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I played the second one and not very far into the third one.
Were you one of the people who did not like the third one? Or did you just get sidetracked?
I will say this. When I first booted up Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like, by God, this game is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people, I was like, ooh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
So
I
you made-
love Pirates of the
You
Caribbean.
made it pretty deep in if you got to Pirates.
I got to like, what is it? That's the third world?
no,
Pirates is like third to
Pirates
last
is like
world.
near the
Pirates is
end.
deep.
You got to like the third group of worlds.
I don't think I did because I didn't do like. Well,
If you got to Pirates, you got far. Like Pirates is like near the end of the game.
I don't feel like I
So
got
you
that
did,
far.
You did Hercules, Tangled, Toy Story.
I didn't do all of Tangled.
You had to have.
I didn't.
You cannot reach
If I
Pirates.
did, I don't remember it.
You fought a giant.
Tree.
It's a tree. I was going to say chameleon. You fight a giant
That's
tree.
the stealth sneak. That's from Deep Jungle. That's the thing Clayton rides.
Damn it, Clayton. And he's the one that gives you cure.
Yeah,
It's-
and that's a hard fight
It's a
too.
hard fight, and you need cure for it, but you don't get cure till after you beat Clayton.
Go through the worlds again for Kingdom Hearts 3?
So you start in Hercules.
Yep.
Then,
You fight the giant stone titan.
Yes. Then Tangled is up next. They're like. two
And what was
very
the final boss?
Giant tree.
Didn't fight it. I started Tangled.
I don't think you can skip.
I-
You might be able to skip.
I'd have to ask Jimmy. Jimmy's like the Kingdom Hearts.
I'm pretty
Wish you
sure-
never skip a world.
I'm pretty sure I started Tangled. Like, I went into the world and started it, and then for whatever reason, I left.
That stage is beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but the main theme song running around coincides directly with the song "I Can Ride My bike with no handlebars. And it like the very first time I heard the melody, I made that connection, and I was just like, oh no. And then I was just stuck, and now every time I go there, it's like, I can ride on a bike with no handlebar. Anyway. No handlebar.
And then next up,
Toy Story is there.
I did do that one in its entirety.
Monsters, Inc. is before Pirates as well.
I think I started, but...
Also Frozen, I believe, is before Pirates.
Frozen is before Pirates.
So, those last two that you said, I think I started and then left. I don't even remember going into the Frozen one.
I don't think you can do that, but
all I
I
know...
have nothing to defend my stance.
All I know is that I went from Hercules... I remember seeing Tangled because I had the same thought. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then I left.
Did you get to Corona Kingdom?
No.
You don't recall
No.
going to the actual kingdom?
No. And then I left. I did Toy Story. And then I went to Pirates.
Did you step foot into the Big Hero 6 world?
No.
Because that's at the same time as Pirates.
I
You
did
can
not.
do either or.
I did Pirates.
Did you do a lot of the gummy ship? Did you like fly around and level up and get new parts and stuff? Or did you just fly A to B?
I did some.
Okay.
Because I think I realized very quickly at the time that, like, for me to try and be completionist about the gummy ship,
Couple hours.
I ain't got the time for that right now.
Really not as bad as it might. It's daunting at first.
Yeah. And I think that's what, like, I started getting into it, and then I was like, yeah, no, I need to go wield a Keyblade. Like, I need to stop.
Twilight Town.
Oh yeah, Twilight Town's in that game.
Yeah. You met Ratatouille.
I did do Ratatouille.
He's not like a world, but you helped him out.
Yeah. And then, so, Tarzan, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Great movie.
It is.
I think it's a great movie.
I agree.
Great, I mean, again, Phil Collins, as you mentioned,
Yes.
making an appearance.
His songs are beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Clayton, a pretty good bad guy.
Also beautiful.
Also beautiful.
He looks like he'd be related to Gaston.
Yeah.
I could see it.
No one shoots gorillas
I think-
like Clayton.
I feel like Clayton would
No
be
one-
more competent than Gaston.
No one says gorillas like Clayton.
Gorilla.
Gorillas.
I know when he just yells at Tarzan, he goes, "Gorillas!"
Oh, that's a wonderful bar. It's not that bad.
Okay, I was like,
It's
I feel
just
bad.
it looks like a caterpillar. But no, there's
What else came out? Goofy movie, of course.
and
we've
it's
talked
and
about.
it's extremely goofy sequel.
Yes, which is fun.
Yeah.
Look, let's be honest. The second movie, if you're into the type of thing, has two very attractive women in it.
If I'm into the X Games.
Oh. I mean, are you?
Does he talk about Tank?
I was about to say he's talking about Tank.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about Tank.
No.
If you're into that sort of thing, Tank is a very,
I said women.
very attractive young women.
No, I'm talking about,
I don't know that I would.
I don't remember their names.
Oh, no,
You
but I
probably
would-
do.
You're talking about the librarian.
That's Sylvia.
The librarian
Sylvia!
and
the boss who
slam-
fired Goofy.
No.
I warned you.
No.
The fucking unemployment office lady.
How dare you? No.
Bingo!
I see
have to
you
get
don't-
a degree.
I see you don't have a college degree.
Lordy.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the slam poetry.
Yeah, the
Slam
fucking
chick.
clock can stop.
Oh, she does
The-
exist. Yeah.
How could you forget she exists? Every time my character died in Phantasy Star Portable 2, but she would just scream that line and we'd laugh about it. There's also a bunch of skulls next to it.
The lion is way more interesting than the character.
Well, because like the whole thing is like, to me, as a somewhat larger individual, mind you, not as big as PJ, the fact that someone like her was just like, who are you, PJ?
Because he had a beautiful soul.
Yeah. It's true. He also had some beautiful frames.
That was in the first one.
I think you could still find some pretty solid bangers in the second one, too.
Those are all Bradley.
I mean,
Yeah.
fair.
Bradley's frames are legendary. in the
Bradley
movie.
Uppercrust the Third. Okay, as far as villains go, where do you rank him?
I'm going to put him like...
Wait, are we talking about, like, in Disney or just the
in-
Goofy movies?
In general.
In general?
Like, where would you put him? Because
I'll
he
put him in
has...
the middle.
You want to know where I would put him? Based on his frames in the second movie, I'd put him in between each number.
He's in that weird interdimensional void.
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I could be way off base here. He has the same kind of energy as Handsome Jack, with absolutely none of the power or authority
Or charisma.
or charisma. But he's got that energy like that. Correct me if I'm wrong here, because I hate to put anyone side by side with Handsome Jack, because that's not doing anyone else favors.
I would say that would actually be doing a favor to Bradley Uppercrust III.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you're basically ranking Bradley Uppercrust III higher to meet Handsome Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Because
He's better than Jafar.
Which we're talking about cartoon Jafar.
Yo,
Which
I'm
iteration-
not even going to put live action Jafar in there.
which iteration of Jafar?
Movie one.
Movie 1 Jafar
Movie
against...
1 Jafar.
So should we average movie 1 and movie 2 Jafar?
No, because movie two Jafar is number one on every list. It's not a very fair.
That is true.
his
That is
thumb
very true.
specifically.
Yes. So,
So
B-Crust III,
sorcerer Jafar versus
Bradley
as far
Uppercrust III.
as far as villains. Well, Jafar has the power, the evil grin. He's got the motivation. Jafar is a better villain.
I would say that Jafar is better, yeah.
Jafar is a
Okay.
better villain.
I think... Because to me, I would say that Bradley Uppercrust makes a great comical villain, not a legit villain.
Absolutely.
Just because it's just Bradley Uppercrust III.
His worst insult he throws out is freshman.
Freshman. What else is there? What's another big
Big
Disney movie? Big shootout. Shootout?
Oh God, no, we've had enough of those this year.
Yeah, we have.
Um,
Big shout out.
We could get into the Pixar Disney movies.
the live action Kim Possible movie.
I have zero input on that.
That exists.
It does, and I made Eric watch a good chunk of it. It was really awful, and he was really hurt for most of it.
I mean, it makes sense. It has a character that it's an Eric character.
I'm so glad I came up with that phrase.
That is a really good phrase.
Actually, for clarification, it's just Erictor, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's
an
Eric Dur, yeah.
So it's E. Richter.
Sure. E. Richter Belmont.
Eric Dur Belmont. I think an Eric Dur Belmont would be pretty cool.
It would be a worse Trevor.
Or better, Trevor.
I don't think.
I think it'd be a better Sonya. But I digress. Pixar.
Well, I've already mentioned it a few times. I love Brave. I feel like that is well known at this point.
Toy Stories.
I only watched. What was this? I've only watched 2 of them.
Which
No.
two?
I've watched the first 3. I've not seen the 4th one.
Okay. I know you're not a big fan of them, Kevin.
I've seen the first 2. I never finished the third, and I don't think the fourth needs to exist, so I really don't want to watch it.
I like the fourth more than I like the third one.
Really?
You don't like Grandpa Bear?
No.
What was it, Lotso?
Yeah, think
I
it's
don't like
Lotso.
I don't like 3 because it was too manipulative.
In what sense?
They tried to tug on my heartstrings way too much.
So you thought it was too much of a downer Toy Stories movie?
No. They knew that I liked it. They know everyone likes it.
Uh-huh.
And they dragged out several pointless doom/death scenes.
Are you talking about like the
heartfelt goodbyes? And I'm like
the very end?
like 6 times through the whole movie, really.
Yeah.
But like I'm sitting next to my mom watching it, and she is bawling in every scene, and I'm like, there has to be more emotions than just sad. Why would I watch this movie again? Like the movie Click with Adam Sandler,
Mm-hmm.
really funny until it's horribly depressing at the very end.
Yeah.
And I'm
Guess
like,
what?
that's so like not to give emotion to Sandler movies, but that's so sad. I literally will never watch this again. I don't want to feel this emotion.
So you've seen Click.
Yes.
As a random tangent, and we are going to want to end in a bit. Click, I will watch it again and again.
It clicked with him.
Additionally, again and again.
Again.
But
I cannot be vanquished.
so I would be happy to watch Click again and again and again.
Why?
I'm weird.
Do you
He
like
likes to hurt
feeling
himself.
sad when you watch movies?
When I watch a sad movie, for some reason, it makes me humble. It makes me more humble. Because I like not necessarily being at a moot point emotionally, and I'm not saying I try to make myself depressed, but I find that sadness is a good equalizer. For me, anyway.
I just feel like this is my free time and I'm choosing to do something
Mm-hmm.
with my free time. But why would I choose to watch anything that would make me feel sad? That's an emotion I could just get. I don't have to work hard to get sad. Why would I do something to invoke that?
If it's for a good story, I'm okay with being sad.
There are exceptions.
Like, I consider it an accomplishment if any piece of media makes me like actually feel an emotion strongly, because that doesn't happen very often with me.
What about anger?
There, you can ask him every time I come in to work in the morning
No, I'm talking about a form of media.
for media.
You said when it makes you feel. Is
like-
anger part of that spectrum?
like it,
Category?
no, that's the bad kind of anger.
That's disgust.
This everything about this is a literal problem. I hate everything about this, and it makes me just want to shove unfrosted Pop-Tarts down Danny's throat for acknowledging its existence and showing it to me. I guess I'll say if the anger is like well warranted and it adds to the value of the story, then yeah, I'd be cool with it.
So anger, positive anger.
Yes.
Like intentional anger.
Yes.
Like you hate a character and you want them dead.
Yes. Because that makes the payoff of their demise
Better.
Like
much better.
Handsome Jack.
Yes. Because
In the
Handsome
beginning,
Jack.
in the beginning, he's hilarious, but he starts doing some really
Yeah.
like he starts out doing really messed up stuff, but it doesn't affect you as a person
Yeah.
until later.
And then he starts fucking with you, and you're just like, man,
I
I
cannot
can't wait to fucking end you.
to kill this guy.
So
Handsome Jack is the perfect villain.
I've maybe only gotten maybe like halfway through Borderlands 2.
Oh my god,
Yeah. I've seen the ending because of speedruns and
because
stuff
this
like that.
guy,
Sub
killer.
Yeah.
shut up.
But
Shut up.
Do we want to get close to wrapping up?
I have one more thing because we didn't even
Actually,
We
address
haven't
it.
even talked about Kim Possible in depth yet.
We got like 15. We could do 15.
We have not mentioned The Lion King.
We did mention.
We mentioned,
You
we
mentioned.
didn't go into it.
We didn't go into it.
We can go into it. I'd
So-
like to go into it.
Obviously, there's the first one. Then there's
That they redid. Like, they added songs
yeah.
to the original.
So there's the first one. Then there's the second one,
Yes.
and then there's 1.5,
Yes.
where it covers Timon and Pumbaa.
Did you say Timon? And
Isn't it Timon and Pumbaa?
I think it's just Timon.
Timon.
T-
Timon.
Timon. T-bone steak and Pumbaa.
No, it's Timon
Timon.
and Pumbaa.
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 Pumbaa. Don't know why that movie was made, but I did like the first, and I actually kind of like the second one as well.
I thought the second one was really interesting.
I don't remember much of the second one.
There's
Was-
a crappy song from the monkey.
Rafiki?
Rafiki.
Rafiki.
He sings about Upendi.
Is that like a weird form of your appendix?
No.
It's a place,
Oh, okay.
and he's singing to this couple about Upendi, and
Couple.
everything is really great there.
Okay.
And at the end, they're like, "Upendi means love, doesn't it?" And Rafiki's like,
I don't know.
"You know the way, man," and then just does monkey things and leaves.
Yeah. So the whole premise of the second movie is Simba and
Nala.
Nala's daughter. And then I almost called it Kuvira, and I'm like, that's the complete wrong thing. Scar and...
Kuja.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Their son, Scar's kid.
Uh-huh.
Basically, like, those two children go on, like, wacky adventures during the movie.
And don't they end up like getting like really close?
They do.
And they're just like, you can't because Scar's bad guys.
Scar is bad guys. The lions that followed him were exiled. They were not allowed to enter the Pride Lands.
And they went to the
So
Badlands.
they went to the Badlands. So the cub, the male cub,
Kuvo?
I could not tell you. I could not tell you any names out of that movie.
We'll call him Kuvo.
Those two meet up at a young age, and they actually kind of like each other. But then they are told to go separate ways. Then they train him to be like a usurper, basically, to rightfully reclaim Pride Rock for them.
Okay.
And so,
He tries to take advantage of
He's-
Simba's daughter.
yeah, he tries to charm her again, but then they both end up getting charmed by each other, and they're like, why do we have to do the things our terrible parents tell us to? And then
Lesson.
And
Life
then
lesson.
the trap is triggered, and everyone's like, haha, now we're going to take over. And he's like, I didn't want this. And they're like, too late, guy, you're kicked out forever. And then the movie ends.
No.
Some other stuff happens.
Oh,
but
okay.
No, it gets resolved.
yeah, some other stuff happens. That's
Yeah.
what-
Well,
Can we
ultimately,
talk about the live action, not live action CG one
I
at
didn't
some
want-
point too?
I didn't watch it.
You're the only one. You're going to have to tell us about it.
Oh, okay. It's nothing positive, but okay.
Oh no, I take that back.
Is
I s-
Zazu in it?
yes.
We'll call him Mazu.
Can we call him off by one?
Yes. Everything in that movie's off by one.
Well, because I saw.
The movie's a special kind of bad.
Lion King off by one.
I saw a GIF of the titular Scar versus Mufasa scene.
Mhm.
Yeah,
With the wildebeest.
with the wildebeests, and I saw that, and I was just like, "Huh, that is a CGI rendition of it."
I gotta say, it's one of my favorite Disney memes I've ever seen, where it's like, "Hey kid, why are you so sad?" And Simba's like, "Oh well, I just killed my dad, and I have to run away, or so I don't get in trouble, and I'll spend the rest of my life on the run." And Timon's like,
Timon?
Timon.
You mean Timon?
Timon.
Timon,
Okay.
Timon's like, That's rough, kid. Have you ever tried not caring about it, though? And I was like, there it is. That's the movie. That's the character.
I mean, you're right, but then, you know,
That's exactly what he says.
essentially. And then Simba's like,
Okay.
I've had enough bugs. I need to address this.
No, he's like, my old crush is really hot now. I'm gonna go follow her back to Pride Rock.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not the king you used to be. And he goes, I eat bugs and don't care about it. And she's like, that's not okay. And then he's just like, Hakuna Matata. Go live your own life.
Leave me alone and live your own life. Could you imagine that scene, but with the Lion King characters?
I just imagine like this really shitty 3D model of Nala just like straight stiff on her back in that white void with the goofy imprint in the floor.
It's got to be the clouds, like the Mufasa clouds, but he's just like, get your own life and like.
Sebastian, and then Rafiki's the Partridge Family song guy. And then behind it, it's all like groovy and so.
That'd be so great. We're mixing a extremely goofy movie when Goofy has a bad drug trip for some reason, or no, he's just daydreaming.
He's really depressed about his son.
The 70s 70s-centric guy is daydreaming and has a bad trip.
Yep.
A bad dream.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pretty girl. I mean,
Pretty girl. That's Disney. Can we talk about Atlantis?
yeah, we could talk about that as the last thing.
After I talk about how amazingly bad the CGI not live action Lion King was.
Yes, go ahead.
So Scar, first off, looks like Milton. For those of you who don't know Milton, he is John's cat. He's also very old and very thin and not very spry looking.
Facts.
Yeah.
He's a good cat.
He is a good cat. Scar's not a good cat, though.
Is Scar bad guys?
He is he's not as bad guys as he was in the cartoon.
He doesn't
the
have a
animated
Nazi regiment.
Well,
regiment.
what?
He doesn't just command Nazi hyenas.
Kind of this one. I didn't watch the whole thing because I fell asleep. It was after work.
What if it gets better?
It doesn't. I can tell you that right now. I got to the part where Timon and Pumbaa showed up, and Pumbaa's voiced by Seth Rogen, who I can't stand.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so I'm just like, I don't need this in my life.
Oh, no.
But Be Prepared is essentially just Scar yelling at a bunch of hyenas for about a minute and a half to be prepared, with some lines sprinkled in from the song. I think he sings a couple of them.
Okay.
I remember watching. I was texting Mark and giving him the play-by-play for this movie. And during the "I Can't Wait to Be King" song, I had the volume down really low for some reason. And I will say, if I did not know that they were doing that song, I would not know that they were doing a song. I thought that it looks like they're just running around doing stuff. So it blew me away because I'm watching a Disney movie, a remake of a very good and popular Disney movie, where they sing like the main song. And if I didn't know that was happening, I wouldn't know they were singing. Like, it is mind-blowing to me in these movies how you have Disney taking Disney movies and remaking them, but they just ream the character out of everything.
Yeah.
It's so beautifully.
Hey, sometimes they add great things.
Like
you remember
what?
when Jasmine was Thanos snapping people out of existence?
That's great for all the wrong reasons.
There you go. It's great for all the reasons. I'm semi-quoting Kevin here.
The Great Babe Slammer.
Pride Rock is considerably smaller, I feel.
Is it?
I remember seeing it and I was like, this looks less grand.
It's like Pride Pebble,
Pride Boulder.
Pride Boulder. It's not just a boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
It's
It's
just
a rock.
the animation the quality of the animation isn't as good as the models, because the models are insane. They're really good.
Okay.
But everything just looks animated, if that makes sense. It looks kind of natural, but kind of uncanny because you can tell there's still 3D models being animated.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I thought I had more, but yeah, it's just overall not that good.
That's a shame.
I like the instrumentals a bit more, and I Can't Wait to Be King in that version. But everything else is just not. As I said, just they took the character and just reamed it out.
That's a shame. When are they going to make a live action Atlantis movie?
Hopefully soon.
They could have Chris Pratt be
Chris Pine.
Chris Pines. No, he can't. Be
I want the
that.
live action Lilo and Stitch.
I want live action.
With Danny DeVito as Stitch.
I want live action Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh God.
Owen Wilson as
Judge Frollo?
no
Captain Phoebus?
Captain Phoebus. There he is. Wow. He's in Loki.
He
He's
is.
time police.
Oh, good.
He's the time cop.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, about Milo 2,
Atlantis Bungalow?
search for Milo.
Are we not going to talk about the first one?
No.
Why?
Why not?
Because have you seen the second one?
No.
That movie's an abomination.
I haven't seen the second one.
It really is. Fucking
It's
Odin's
so
in it.
bad.
The only thing I have seen is the first movie, and then the 6-episode thing.
That's the second movie.
That's the
Oh.
second movie. They
Oh.
just cram a bunch of small stories
Yeah.
into it.
It was one of those things where they couldn't get the show greenlit, so they just made 3 episodes and stitched them together with some duct tape and chewing gum and said, "Let's call it a day."
I guess they were going for an anthology, but do you want to talk about the first one? If you have anything nice to say, just get it out.
Just kidding.
I like the villain. I like the movie. I just don't like Milo. I think
you
Milo
hate Milo
Thatch.
Thatch. I still want to
Makes-
get you that pin I saw of him.
He makes that movie worse in every way.
One legitimately good thing that I wish he had more lines. Leonard Nimoy,
Yeah.
Yeah, the king.
the king. Timon.
Timon.
Just put Timon and just like insert him into random places.
Just make him the king, but with like the same tribal markings.
He has to have the pure white eyes. Can't have the pure
But he's voiced by he gets a new voice actor, and it's just like Ron Perlman or something.
Pumbaa's one of the Guardian Stones just spinning around. He's got an apple in his mouth.
It's just got the voice of that one Easterhead Island in Night of the Museum.
Oh,
Go.
Yeah, that one.
hey, dum dum, bring me.
You bring me gum gum. Wasn't that Disney?
I don't think that. Oh,
I have no idea.
I don't. I want to say no.
It also had Robin Williams in it.
It did, and Owen Wilson.
True.
Also, the second one has the funniest scene in a long time that I've seen. It's right at the climax of the movie. They just go off the rails on the childish argument, and it's the funniest thing to me.
Atlantis.
Yes, great movie. Milo Thatch is the worst.
So when did your hatred start for Milo Thatch?
The moment you saw him.
When was okay? When the movie treats him with no respect, which is the very first scene he's in. He presents his case masterfully. And then turns out he was talking to an overturned bucket on a mop. And
Yeah, because he was practicing.
And then
He was practicing for the board of directors.
And then the people were like, "Oh, we're not interested in what you have to say." So
Well, it's because they fucked him over on his meeting and they didn't tell him until the last minute.
So I'm like, okay, so he's a total loser then. No one likes him. I can deal with that. And then the movie's like, Milo Thatch, here's literally everything you've ever wanted. I have a limitless budget. I've already contracted all the people you ever need. I've got like 8 ships in smaller ships. So in case the big ship blows
The
up.
Russian doll ships.
Yeah, I have Russian doll ships that all cost way more than you'll ever see in your life. So every time the outer hull cracks, you can all get in the smaller one and then just escape until that cracks. And then you've got like 18 RVs and a tank maybe on top of all the supplies.
And the big
stuff.
drill tank, too.
And he's like, Jiminy Christmas, why are you doing this for me? And he's like, because your dad was a way better man than you ever were.
Those aren't his exact words, but sure.
And I'm like, I have no idea how to feel about this character. So I'll tell you how I do feel about this character. I hate him.
It makes it even better.
The guy funded that because he lost a bet with his grandfather.
Because his grandfather was a better man than he ever
He
was.
found the shepherd's journal, and he's like, I fucking bet you if I can find this, you'll have to fund the expedition. He's like, all right, you're not going to find it. Then he found it, and he's like, well, fuck you, I'm a man of my word.
Yeah. And that old guy was great.
He was great.
See, it's even funnier. He's going on a rant about Milo Thatch with a blue ice pack on his head and a rolled up, now severely bent receipt.
Marco's pizza receipt behind his ear.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's called accessorizing, John. Look it up. Have you never played a video game where you can throw stupid shit on your character?
Never.
No, you should.
It's a bold-faced lie. But
I like the bad guy.
oh yeah, Colonel Mustard or whatever his name is.
Rourke.
Yeah,
I like him.
Mickey Rourke,
I like the Disney princess.
who was
I like,
also a knight in the museum.
I like the people. I like the technology.
Pretty girl. I mean, pretty.
I hate everything about my life.
Can you imagine if they put Atlantis in Kingdom Hearts 3 and you had to play with Milo Thatch on your team?
We have to go save Kiraga Schnaga.
Isn't her name Kita?
It's a long name.
Yeah, it's
but
a
she
long
shortens.
fantasy name.
And he's like, she says the whole thing, and he just goes, Kiraga Schniga. And she's like, just call me Kira, you goddamn idiot.
And then they learn to love each other.
Very quickly.
Once they get to Atlantis, it's like a span of an hour.
I think they're literally there for like less than 2 days.
That's like,
Did they bang and have kids in the second one?
no. What the hell? It's a Disney movie.
The sheer amount of what is wrong with you in your voice right there, Danny.
No. They're trying
Are you
to...
telling me you don't want to imagine Milo Thatch banging
I don't want to
Kita?
imagine Milo Thatch, period. It doesn't matter what he's doing. I don't want him in my
Remember that
head.
one time you did like 1 billion damage in Borderlands 2 and then you text me in Discord about it and then I sent you a picture of Milo Thatch and you got really sad?
I don't remember
Oh
that.
my god, that was in Skype. That was back when we used Skype.
Skype. Classic.
Did I ever send you the folder of all that I had collected of all of the images we sent to each other? It's 614 images called Derndy Says.
I do remember this folder.
Oh, that's on the thing.
Oh, you should look through it sometime. There's some gold in them
There's
hills.
some-
I won't lie. Since we started doing the podcast, I haven't had to look at it at all because I just uploaded to Dropbox through here.
There's some winners.
Anyway,
Do any of you have any counter arguments for Milo Thatch's behalf?
I don't.
I like Michael J. Fox as a person.
Michael
Yeah.
J. Fox is pretty cool.
No, he's great.
I guess the only one I could say is you're being a bit
Harsh.
too harsh, but at the same time, you're your points are solid, a bit uninformed in some cases, but
Do you remember? Okay. Do you remember when he's giving his presentation at the start of the movie
I do.
and he takes the phone call
I do.
and he's leaning on his map?
I
He
do.
takes the phone call and then he gets off the map and realizes that it perfectly went to him instead.
And then he does this, and it's he like puts himself back up against it, and it should be reversed, but it's not.
It should be reversed, but it's not. Everything's
I
wrong
watched this
with
movie
character.
like 2 days ago.
Everything's wrong with this character.
That's not a character problem.
It is. I can
How
guarantee.
is that a character
I
problem?
can guarantee you, if it would have
That's just
happened,
lazy programming. First off,
if it would have happened to the stupid chef that tries to serve lard, the cross would have been coming from the other side.
No,
Try and tell me I'm wrong here.
you're wrong.
It's just Milo Thatch.
It's not just Milo
He
Thatch.
messes up stuff so bad, logic can't even explain it.
how?
That's what I want to know. That's what I said when I saw that the map hadn't been reversed on his stomach.
God.
If he was on...
One redeemable factor. He saved Atlantis.
That's not a redeemable factor.
What the actual fuck? Yes, it is. He's the whole reason that movie happened.
That specifically is called whitewashing, John. That's
No.
What?
No, whitewashing was what they did for Ghost in the Shell. Get it right.
They had strong white man come save the day because tribal people dying, our way of life dying.
No,
It takes a strong white male to fix our problems.
strong white
Not a strong
man.
white man.
The strong white man got turned into a blue golem and then died.
Which was great.
It was great.
Yeah, but Milo Thatch beat him
Because he sucks.
because the big strong man.
Kiraga Shnaga beat him, first of all.
She was in the fucking iron coffin during that.
Yeah, she wasn't
was-
part of the fight.
Okay, what does he do to turn into a blue golem?
He tries to fucking touch the snickerdoodle or whatever the fuck.
No.
Kiraga Shnaga?
No, fucking big strong white man. Mickey
Milo
Rourke.
breaks off a fucking shard of glass from the containment thing. Which isn't Kita, that's the fucking energy of the kings of the past, of the fucking life source of
They're
Atlantis.
taking her because she's powered by that. He gets stabbed by the thing that is powering her. Kiraga Shnaga saves the day. He just knows how to turn on an engine.
Congrats, Kevin. You found my holes argument.
Milo Thatch is not
He
a hero.
stabs Mickey Rourke with a shard of glass that has the fucking ancient kings of the past energy in it, and then it turns him into fucking...
Blue golem.
Yeah,
And he makes a really weird scream, too.
he does.
It's like a No, it's not like a gargoyle scream, because when I think of gargoyle scream, I think of Goliath.
Going, "Ah!" in the fucking opening.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, we got another wonderful
Disney
caterpillar.
gargoyles, guys.
That show was really good.
That show
No,
is really good.
we do need to finish this for Ian's sake.
Say gargoyles again, we can move on.
I didn't watch enough of it to have an opinion.
But what did you see that was bad?
Well, I didn't see anything that was bad.
Then it was good. Okay, we can move on then.
The fuck kind of mentality is that?
Anyway, any
I'm trying to get back to
closing
Milo Thatch.
any closing remarks besides the fact that you hate Milo Thatch?
What about Milo Thatch, Danny?
I hate him.
I can tell.
Yes, we know.
He's the worst.
Any other closing remarks before we wrap this up?
Do you remember when he's going to get crushed by a giant sea lobster?
No.
And the only thing he yells is Jiminy Christmas?
No.
He does that. I'm not even trying to exaggerate to make him look worse. That's actually what he does.
It was the script that Michael J. Fox was given.
Do you remember when the doctor tells him he's going to need to fill up those beakers?
Yeah, and he just goes, with what?
With what? That scene was legit funny.
So you're saying you hate Milo Thatch worse than Mole?
Yes.
What makes Mole more redeemable than Milo Thatch?
This is going to take a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for listening to this episode. Yeah. They're going to talk about this.
He gets punched by the...
And I'm going to
the
turn
hot
off the episode. So
because he says
thank
something
you all for
really
watching,
raunchy.
and we will see you and hear you in the next
They're
episode.
not-
How does that make him more redeemable?
Because
That makes Kita more redeemable. for punching him.
Goodbye!
because he has character flaws, Kevin. He's
According to you, Milo Thatch does too.
Milo Thatch is character flawed.